Hi guys, and hello my Soul Gardener followers. How are we all doing? How are you? Oh, sorry. Hang on, I've got a friend who wants to join us. This guy is darling Poppy. She isn't CBD oil, but she's a very effective companion. Hi Ian, how are you doing? And she's an absolute ray. Hi David. Hi Andrew. So I've been trying out this CBD oil. Now, I have to be honest, I was a little unsure. Skeptical would be the right word. Sup, Buttercup? Love you too. I was a little skeptical when I first heard about this oil, and it was some time ago. And it was one of my carers actually that started talking to me about it. And she told me about lots of different varieties and snake oil, mate, and told me about lots of different varieties around in the US and the impact that this oil was having with people with cancer. And I got diagnosed last year, was it, or earlier this year? I can't remember now, with having autism and being on the spectrum. And I found that there was a link between this oil and being on the spectrum, and that people with autism, also with chronic pain, were using CBD oil and were having improvements with their conditions and their social anxiety and stuff. And I suffer quite badly with it, though I can have a very calm aura, very calm face. I can be immensely nervous, agitated, irritable, snappy inside with myself. Hi Bobby, hi Lily, hi Danny, hi Lena. And so really, through the process of a little bit of research, my friend talking about it, I brought some stuff from local shops and tried it out, and I actually did get some relief of the stuff from Holland and Barrett and things, not from the capsules so much, but from the oil, and started to use it occasionally on social stuff when going out, or when being quite overwhelmed, or when I've been in burnout. You know, when you've socially been very active, and then you hit that wall of tired fatigue and the whizzing brain, and that real low in the mood, as it feels like you've crashed into something and splinter. I found that a couple of drops were effective to lift that sort of cloudy depression feeling, probably the best way to put it, like a wet blanket put on my body physically and emotionally. And somehow I got round to finding Andy, or somehow came across this by those generated search things that Google and Facebook and all that stuff. And Andy's oil, and being local, and was getting this from America, simplified lots of stuff. And what I find now, because I've had been on his oil and found this improvement in my mood, in what I can cope with the way that I'm coping and interacting with myself in here and in here, and then that's affected the way that I then manage and cope within social environments. And that was just on a small dose. And okay, let's just get right into this. Shifting up into the higher dose, it's gone from like doing see, look, that's how nervous I am. I'm shaking. Though I seem calm, I'm shaking. That's my anxiety. Because my head's going, oh, get this right, David. You must get this right. You can't get it wrong. It rabbits away. There we go. So what it did was a very basic oil that the low dose tackled the symptoms. So the end of whatever was causing the original trouble. Now what I find with the higher dose is it's tackling it in different phases within the body. And though I have quite a physical reaction to the oil that I described in my previous video, it's like a calming blanket, literally like it's washing away the murkiness around me, relaxing the anxiety within me, allowing the body to uncoil from being so tense. What I find now is it seems to be working deeper in my body. Now, this might seem quite airy-fairy way of describing it. See you, Dave. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Tori. Even hi, John. Hi, Susan. And hi, those who have joined us. What I find now is, as I was saying, it's sort of tackling the problem at different points. So it's gone from the symptoms to tackling the larger problem within the body as a whole. Now, this is what I'm feeling intuitively. This isn't medically assessed. I'm going off what my intuition, my body, what the physical reaction is, what the mental clarity is. And now if I tell you that I take one of these drops, one a full dropper, okay, I relax, 1, I'm then happy, 2, 3, the pain in my head lifts, the achiness in my joints lifts. So that's like 2 pain improvements. And the 5th is I get clarity of sight. Now, what I mean by that is clarity of mind, clarity of sight, my processing skills improve. It's a bit like suddenly what I was seeing through like this suddenly goes like that, and then like that, and then like that. And I'm like, okay, what shall we do today? Where shall I go today? I've just taken my medication about half an hour ago, and I was feeling sluggish. I was feeling a bit run down. Hi, Helen. And I'm like, do you know what? None of that bothers me now. What shall we do today? Where we're going? So I'm like, right, let's go get the fish and chips we thought of doing this morning. Let's do the walk down the seafront, and then let's get to the cinema. And now what I felt was unmanageable, or I was a bit like, I'm not sure physically, mentally, spiritually I can manage this today because I've got things in the diary. I'm going, actually, let's do this because I can manage this. And hi, Jared, you're right, mate. And so this is just on a slightly higher dose. I'm taking it once in the morning and once at night. Now, if you know me, like my family know me, and those that have done work, step work with me and things, even those that I've worked in a spiritual capacity, you'll know that I can actually get quite nervous, that I can be quite jokey, fun, flamboyant in that regard. It's sort of a bit like a protective layer of personality to protect those insecurities. And I suppose what is helping with this is that I see that it's allowing me to be me. The impact of the oil is allowing me to acknowledge and accept that I am those things. I am the flamboyant, quirky, a little bit eccentric, a little bit funky, a little bit, jazz hands, and I love you, right? And that's who I am. And it's really the mind, the anxiety, that depression, that sort of like, no, I don't want to be here. It's all so terrible. Oh my God, stop this now. That's kind of what my body does all the time, to the pressure that I believe I'm feeling or that I am in tune with. Now, even if I'm believing it or I'm in tune with it, I do from the years now, 3 and a bit years of work, I'm able to maneuver out of those. But I suppose what's difficult though is because I do have chronic fatigue, because I do have chronic pain, because I do have a degenerative muscle condition that affects literally every single muscle and process within my body, plus the autism, and I can't use alcohol, I can't use prescription drugs, and I can't use sugar and caffeine to alter my mood. I have to look at another approach. And I suppose what I found, and what I'm saying by this like little montage of me and the different bits, is using this oil in harmony, not replacing, not as a substitute, not as a miracle fix, but in harmony with other processes. So one wave going this way, another wave's going this way, another one going this way, another one coming up through here, and another one up like this, building like a helix structure. It gives me a framework, another layer to be able to soften the impact and help me be who I am. Because this is who I am. I mean, Bobby has just said hello there. He's seen me in very different parts of my cycle. When the pain's more challenging, when the head's more challenging. And he's also seen me at the most vibrant and be like, do you know what? It actually doesn't matter that I'm suffer with chronic illness and chronic pain. Because actually, everybody is in the world. Just I'm more aware of it. But actually, when I start accepting who I am, my experience is normal. Your experience of the world is abnormal to me, as it's normal to you, and mine is abnormal to you, if that makes sense. So that's pretty cool. And so if you suffer with depression, if you suffer with chronic pain, if you are looking at ways to try and manage your fatigue, I don't know, depression, fatigue, mind fuzz, working on getting more spiritual lubricant in order to be more socially active or more socially accepting of yourself, I would, 1, recommend meditation, 2, recommend Reiki, 3, recommend CBD oil. I mean, even if you weren't to do the first 2, but you try the CBD oil to help balance you at work, to help balance you at home, help balance you around the family, that's 1 step. You know, all of this is a journey. I'm coming at you from a lot of long, intensive work. That's the way I work, the way that my Asperger's empowers me to do this kind of work with this kind of focus. So everyone's journey is different. Everybody's different. Everyone that will use the oil will be different. But what I'm saying is it's had an effect, and it's not a fluke. Okay? So as you guys that have known me, that have watched my journey so far as Soul Gardener followers, you'll see me at different points, and you'll have seen the slow growth, I hope. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there because it is nearly 30 minutes long, and these videos can get long and waffly on my part. So I'd really recommend touching base with Andy's CBD for emotional and physical pain. It is, as it says on the tin. And I will come back to you. I'm going to be trying out another variety later in the month or beginning of next month. I am going away to a Buddhist community, which will be an amazing experience to take this oil with me and to off-road it in a completely different environment to the one that I find at home and things. So as a different part of my is now settling into me as my voice changes. Just thanks everybody that's watched this video. Thank you so much for the prayers and likes and shares and the kindness that you send to me through your thoughts. I do get them, I do experience them, and thank you so much, really, for helping making my life and the experiences that I have valuable and worth sharing. So namaste, safe 24, rock it guys, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all next time.